think about what you're doing when you're service and repairing, and think about what you're doing when you're doing the complaint investigation. So my goal when I go service and repair a device is to bring it back to spec. So if I see things wrong with it, I really don't care how they happen, I just want to bring it back to spec. I want my user to get the device back. A complaint investigation is not, that's not its goal, as to how do I get this device back to spec. Now, if you read 82198, nowhere does it say, for example, what an investigation is supposed to do. It says you have to conduct investigation. Now, I can tell you, and I think Carl will back me up here from reading a number of agency warning letters, the purpose of an investigation, I think, that the agency would take its perspective is it's to determine the cause of the nonconformance. And the cause, and I'll say this as not from the agency's perspective, it's the root cause for why the complaint occurred. Now, when, for example, in the service and repair realm, let's say you've got a gasket on your device and you're servicing the device and you realize the gasket, maybe it has a 2-year life, you just demonstrate the reliability and you're having to replace it after 1 year. In the service and repair world, the person is servicing, repairing the device. They say, oh, I got to replace the gasket's gone bad soon, too early. They throw the gasket away, they put the new gasket, and the device goes on its merry way. So then the complaint record gets triggered and it comes to the investigation point. And okay, it says, well, do we have the product back in order to perform the investigation? No, we don't. We fixed the product and we threw the gasket away. And I think from the agency standpoint, since you as the company had the product in hand in order to perform the investigation, it's not going to be, unlike a situation through your traditional complaint route where someone provides a complaint, you say, hey, can you give me the product back? And they say, no, we're not giving it back to you. Okay, you only can do so much. You're not going to go, unless you're getting ready to go do a forcible removal, even under some type of subpoena power, you're not going to get the product back in every situation. Now here, you had access to the product and to the parts that broke. And so it's, I think from the agency's perspective, it's not going to be satisfactory to indicate, well, the reason we couldn't do the investigation was because the product was serviced and put back into use. And that's the part that I see companies struggle with, is how do I complete these investigations in the service and repair process? Because again, service and repair, and I think this tails off Carl's last point, which is, I want my devices to be back out there, but then again, I've got to meet these regulatory requirements and obligations. And how do I do that when I have a third-party service and repairer? How do I do that when I've got a field force and these units never come back into the space? I mean, those are the difficult logistical questions that companies have got to figure out in order to make this be compliant with regulation.
Even though the customer